See, I guess this is gonna have to be it. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is your Real Housewives of Atlanta review. I'm gonna watch it and review it at the same time. I have to be honest with you, I was not running to the TV to watch it. I actually was watching Bridgerton and Bling Empire again so that I can review those for you. I do want to apologize in advance. Apologize. Yes, I said apologize. I wanted to apologize for the quality of the videos. I think the sound is off. I am going to get a microphone. Let's go ahead and watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stopped by, and let's get into it.
It seems like your camera.
All right, so Cynthia and Mike are sitting there having a conversation about how many people are coming to the wedding. Cynthia believes that because she invited 250 people, because of COVID, that a lot of people would not be okay with traveling. Turns out she has 167 people confirmed. People are trying to get out, girl. Hello. Mike wants to invite Dennis. So Mike wants to invite Dennis, and then also they start talking about how she wants to invite her dad. He's not confirmed. And she's like, but I need to talk to my mom first. And Mike is basically telling her, you know, why is everybody else's choice on who gets to come to your wedding? And she explains because she did a PSA. Remember when Kenya did the domestic violence PSA, and her mom did the PSA and described her abuse with Cynthia's father. And you know how Black folks are, well, any kind of people. Nobody wants to be known as an abuser, and that's just what it is. And so they've had a strange relationship since then, and he hasn't really talked to her or whatever, and he's upset, I guess, because everybody knows his tea. Everybody knows he put his hands on her mother, and you know, we want to be able to do that when nobody is looking, and nobody will ever know or never find out. But because she told it, he's mad. So Mike is like, well, what does Cynthia want? He's like, my mom deserves the right to do anything she wants at this wedding. She has always been supportive of me. It's like she wants her dad to come. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. If it makes the mom uncomfortable based on what happened after that thing, what would you guys do? To me, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, it's not like Cynthia is this 25-year-old first-time marriage. This lady is mid-50s, about to get married. Why are we acting like she's this 19-year-old virgin? We need to make sure everybody's there because I don't get it. I mean, it's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid to me. If your mom feels uncomfortable, it's just like, first of all, why are you inviting 200 people to a wedding, a pandemic? Like, the whole thing is just, oh, Drew's hair is cute. But while you're there, I'm going to be your mom. All right, so Drew and Ralph are packing up. I love Drew's blonde wig. Did y'all like it? I loved it. I fucking loved that blonde wig. I need to dye my hair. Kind of speaking of blonde, I need to dye my hair. Anyway, so they're packing and they start talking about the father's passing and that him and Ralph are not that close and that he really would have liked to be close to his father. So it seems that Ralph has, not only does he have mommy issues, he has daddy issues. And you know, what a great person to attach to your hip legally and have children with. It was so funny when they were like, what are the kids doing? And they were listening, and it was like some ruckus going on upstairs, and then it stopped. Nobody was crying, so I guess we ain't got to move nowhere, child. We listen for somebody to scream, we listen for a cry, we're listening for something, shit. She says that, you know, you have to focus on the good. They're focusing on the good times. And, you know, in marriage, you cannot just focus on the good times. You have to love them through the bad times. And Ralph is just basically letting Drew know to be patient with him, to love him for who he is. And she's like, of course, we have our problems, but I'm going to support him during this time. All right, so Kandi is getting ready to do Kandi Cares. It is a nonprofit that she started in 2014. And she basically says, since it takes a village, she wants to be able to be a part of that village and help the less fortunate, which I think is wonderful. So for COVID-19 relief or whatever, she's doing a grocery giveaway. She is just talking about how it's set up and how the people are going to drive up, get their groceries, and head on their way due to COVID. She says, let's just help people and do something positive. So that's what she's on. While she's getting her makeup done, she's saying that she's doing her YouTube stuff and getting everything done. She starts talking about Riley's dad, Block, who owes child support money. He hasn't paid child support at all. And Riley is basically like, I'm going off to college. I want my money that's due to me. That's what she wants. And so Kandi is like, okay, well, I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with it either. One of the makeup artists there was like, you're not going to get anything. And she's like, that doesn't, what I have, like literally, Kandi could have Jeff Bezos' bank account and Block would still owe Riley money. You have to pay towards the liability that you created during the partnership. It's for 18 years. But you still owe the lady, pay your daughter what you owe her. It's not paying Kandi what you are. You know, this is a sensitive subject for the diva. It is a sensitive subject for me. But anyway, she's talking to Mike. Mike Sterling's going to be her lawyer. He's saying that we need 5 years of income verification to prove whether or not he was able to pay. Kandi says he was a millionaire at moments in his life. So I don't know what he did with his money. Basically, she knows what he did with his money. I don't know what he did with his money, but you need to pay your daughter. Of course, and it's going to be people like that woman that was there that was like, the judge is not going to pay. You have enough money. The judge is not going to give you, but that's owed. So it just depends on the judge, I guess. Anyways, Kandi was talking to Mike Sterling and was like, we need to come over to your house again because, you know, Eva be throwing down. You know, she's always about the food, honey. Shout out to Kandi Cares. So we're going to see what that's going to give later on in the episode. So what do you guys think about Block? Do you think he owes the money? Do you think the judge is going to say denied? What do you think is going to be the outcome of all of this? All right, so Portia and Cynthia are meeting to have dinner or something, a snack or something. I don't know what's going on, but they're having a drink. And Portia is letting Cynthia know how excited she is for her and getting married and how she waited. And then when he came along, she went real fast. And it was funny because I think Cynthia is a Pisces and Portia is a Cancer. And she was like, girl, you know, that's what we have in common. When we find somebody, we just go full speed ahead, basically is what she's saying. Did y'all hear when she said that? Okay. So they get to Portia and Dennis. And so Portia is basically saying that with her and Dennis and being in quarantine, she has not been herself. She's put on weight. She has become a little bit insecure. Even though she has forgiven him, she continues to punish him for it. And she is just nothing else to give. And she said when she got involved in the movement that she felt like if I'm out here not being tolerant to this bullshit, can't be no bullshit happening in my house. I wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment. You know, we know what happened. Her and Dennis ended up at they were there at the wedding. So we already know what happened. Her talking about how it was inside of the house at the time and how she yelled at him he went downstairs and it took him 20 minutes to get back upstairs with whatever it is she asked for. And she went off on him and was not herself. So she says that she doesn't like not being herself. And that can happen in a relationship. I mean, I don't know how many women tell you, oh, I lost myself, I lost myself, I lost myself, I lost myself. Because women do not learn autonomy in relationships, and that's just what it is. So Cynthia says, you know, I like you and Dennis together. Why? Why would you even say that to her? Like, I don't want no friends around me like that. I don't want nobody around me like that who's going to tell me they like me with a toxic person. Girl, I was like, Cynthia, whatever. You too old for that. And that's what I'm talking about when I say Cynthia cannot be the mothering, level-headed type. Even though she's older than everybody, she's just not there. It's not like, why would you say that? Like, anyways. So she just basically says, if, Mike really likes him and I like you two together. And she was like, but if you tell me tonight that, you don't want him to be there, I'm just going to have to take it to Mike, and and he'll probably not like it, but he'll have to deal with it. Anyways, he ended up being there. But she says you're going to have to turn in some coochie credit. So she, again, two of the women no, anyways, okay. Yes, Miss Noel. Love that Noel and Cynthia are so close. I fucking love that. I love it. Okay, so Kandi and her crew are getting everything together. I love when they do stuff like this. I really do. I really love when they do stuff like this. So she has her organizer there, Jasmine, which I think is really great because a lot of people with money do not have the range to do everything. So it's always important that you delegate, you be able to delegate. I'm glad that Kandi has that understanding, because in order to be a good business person, if you got the money, hire somebody to do it. Don't be trying to do everything yourself, thinking just because you have the money, you have the range. It does not always work like that. So I was happy to see organizer there. So they're giving away groceries to single parent families. And Kandi makes a mention about how Portia has been really stepping up, and Portia has given $5,000 as well. Marlo was there to go with Kandi to the farmer's market in the morning. And then Kenya shows up. So Kandi makes a comment that Portia arrived on time, and then Kenya shows up and she was like, oh, you arrived on time. Oh, girl, you ain't a bit of good because you arrive on time for Kandi. But she was like, well, I arrive on time for charity. And then Kenya in her confessional goes, I'm glad Portia's here on time for her photo op. But, okay, so is she supposed to be on time? Like, if she's on time, it's for a photo op. If she wasn't on time, it would be a problem. Kenya, come on. Oh, so Mike and Cynthia are on their way to get their marriage license, and Portia is just about to let the girls know what her and Cynthia talked about the night before. Of course, Kenya is in boss mode. What Portia says, she doesn't take an opportunity to boss us around. And they showed that old clip of her where she was bossing them around at in Houston. Weren't they in Houston? I think they were in Houston. Kenya does that. She does that all the time. Some people are bossy like that. I probably would do something like that too, because for me, I feel like people standing around talking and chit-chatting, it's nobody organizing. Somebody needs to take the lead right away. Otherwise, it's going to be too many people not knowing what to do. Let's get this process going, this production line going. What do we have to do? So I feel everything about that. Cynthia and are in the car going to get their marriage license, okay? Kenya's butt looks so big. Y'all think her butt is fake? It's really big. Anyways, Portia was talking to Tanya about Dennis and what Cynthia was talking about at the dinner the other night. And while they were kikiing and talking, Miss Bossy Pants, she says, can we talk and work? Kenya. She was like, no one cares. Nobody cares about you and Dennis, girl, because we know y'all go back and forth with the bullshit and nobody can take y'all seriously. And if you guys are in a good place, then what's the problem? So she goes, we're not in a good place. And she goes, and actually, I don't feel comfortable. And so Kenya's kind of being dismissive about it. She was like, well, you just have to learn how to control yourself. And she was like, and you can't depend on Cynthia to control you. I don't know why I guess put it on Cynthia, I guess, for inviting him. But the way that she worded it, nobody's going to take what Kenya has to say. It's not going to be taken that way. And it's just directed towards Portia. I think we can all agree that whatever they say to each other, we're going to be looking for the shade. We're going to be looking for the worst possible interpretation. Don't matter who says what to who. And I'm really tired of it. I am so tired of it. She was like, I don't think it's an issue. And so she thinks it's an issue. So if she thinks it's an issue, Whether you know what their relationship is like, and you really don't know what their relationship is like, Kenya, because you are not close to Portia. But I understand what she's saying as a girlfriend. Like, girl, you know you're gonna be in there with Dennis. It's a wedding. You're gonna be drinking, and you guys go back and forth. But she was not listening to Portia when Portia said, I'm actually not comfortable with it. We already know what happened. He was there. So it is what it is. Oh, this is nice. This is really, really, really nice. Yes, come on, Kandi. That's right. Oh, Ace. Yes, Ace said, what do I need to do? Yes, Ace. We are here for it. That's beautiful. Oh, my God. I'm like crying. Oh, my God. Look at Portia's butt.
We got so much.
God damn.
For the families. All the
Her butt is fake too, right? Okay.
I'm so grateful.
Once
for
again.
How it came together.
Dr. Curbs. Okay, so now they're sitting down. They done passed out the food and everything. And so now they're sitting down. Look like they're eating Zaxby's. Those look like Zaxby's boxes to me. I want some Zaxby's. Zaxby's is so good. Oh my God. They don't have Zaxby's out here. Anyways, so Marlo hands Kandi her donation, her $5,000 donation, because Kandi says she wants to do it again. So Marlo, we know what that's about. We know what that's about. So who do y'all think Kandi's talking about, saying she didn't think people would be as giving as she thought they would be? Who do you think she's talking about? So Kenya is going to start planning a getaway. She wants to do a getaway. Did you guys notice at the table? It's just weird. I'm sorry. I know that Kenya is my girl, but she's not fitting in at that table. She's not fitting in at that table. I don't know the way that they're cutting the scenes. She doesn't fit in there. She doesn't fit in there. The women are not receptive to her at all. Kandi is barely receptive to her. And like Kandi and Cynthia, although they're Kenya's friends, they're the most wishy-washy out of the women. They're the most flip-flopping asses out of the women. And she doesn't have a strong enough crew. And Tanya's cutting her eyes at her. What's her name says something about Drew being a stray, and it's like, she's just not. I'm sorry. I know that's my girl, but it's just not. Something's off. Something's not right. And that's all I have to say. So they decide it's going to be South Carolina. They're going to go. So I don't know who Kandi was talking about, and the person not being charitable. She made it a point to say that Portia made a donation, Drew made a donation, and Marlo made a donation, and she didn't say anybody else. So I don't know if she's talking about Cynthia, Tanya, Kenya, or who else would it have been? I think that's it. Or Cynthia. Did I say Cynthia? So I don't know. We'll see. Bitch, wait a minute. What? Why every time Noelle snaps a picture, they playing that paparazzi? Cynthia's trying to talk. Every time she lifts up the thing, they start playing paparazzi camera clicks. Come on, bitch. Cynthia is fine as hell. Cynthia is so pretty.
Where she came from.
Okay, so Cynthia and Noelle are going to Granny's house, and Cynthia thinks that Noelle's going to have her back when she tells Granny that she wants to invite her abuser to her wedding. Cynthia and Leon made a beautiful child, honey.
Okay.
Yes, Noelle? Check them, baby. Okay, so what do you guys think about Noelle letting Cynthia know? See, that's why it's so important to listen to children, or who you think are children in the family or the younger generation, because you just need to listen to them. She said it. Granny was not going to say it. Noelle spoke for her grandmother, and she's like, I know she agrees with me because she's not disagreeing with me. I know she's agreeing with me. And she does everything to make everybody else comfortable and doesn't ask for anything. And you still want to invite her abuser to the wedding, girl? Like, to me, if you feel that you need to ask, then that should tell you what the answer is. Yes, you want to ask because you want to make sure that it is respectful to the person. But I don't know. I feel like Noelle was right on this one. What do you guys think? She said she didn't know it was a PSA. Whether she knew it or not, apparently it got back to the people in the church. And Mr. Bailey is perfect, honey. He would never put his hands on anybody. And why would she be lying on him? Of course, thousands of years later, she's lying on him. Thousands of years later. And she says, I don't like the way he did me when I was younger and when I was trying to get child support. Now, to me, she does not seem like she's bitter. She just seems like it's like, whatever, I'm just going to do whatever. I'm going to go along with it. She's not going to say anything. We haven't seen Cynthia's mom in full action. So I couldn't say like she's a bitter lady, because it's not like she's not very, she doesn't have a lot of words. She doesn't use a lot of words. So you know how some people like, well, she's bitter. She needs to let that hurt go and this and that. Is that what's happening in this case? Should she have to let that hurt go in order to, support her daughter? Or should the daughter turn around and say, this is my mother, and should I support her and not invite the dad to the wedding? So what do you guys think? Would you take Cynthia's route? Would you invite the dad, or would you say go ahead and respect and support the mom? What would you do? All right, you guys, that was it for the episode. Let me know what you guys think. Let's get down in the comments. Overall, it was had a lot of good content for me to talk about, to expound on. So let me know what you guys think. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.